Hey guys, this is Scott over at The Versatile Guitarist. In this video, I want to show you 6 awesome arpeggio patterns for your right hand, meant to confuse your fingers. Let's check them out one by one, and I'll give you some tips on how to play them. Alright, let's look at all 6 of these patterns now without the left hand, just playing open strings. Doing different arpeggio exercises like this just increases our dexterity and our independence and our control of the right hand. And then when we play those typical or normal arpeggios, we're that much better at them because basically we went to the gym and lifted weights for our right hand and everything seems lighter now. That's why we do them. This first pattern is from a famous study by Giuliani called Allegro. We have P-I-M-I-A-I-M-I. So we end up skipping a finger. Great little exercise. If you look closely, you can see how I'm getting to the string ahead of time. Every time I strike a string, I'm already there. That's going to be the easiest one here. This next one is from a famous study by Carcassi that we call Study in E minor. It goes like this. This one actually spans 2 measures the way that it's written. It's all 16th notes, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 1 E. So this is the only arpeggio pattern here where we play the thumb and another finger at the same time. So thumb and ring at the same time. And then again. And this time it's only the index in the middle. And these are getting more difficult as we go. Now we have to start moving across strings. And in this next one, from Leo Brouwer's Estudio Sencillo number 6, is really interesting. We're going to play the treble strings with these fingers like we very often do. And then we travel to these 3 strings with those fingers. And then the last note is the same note that we started with. So we end up having to go like this really quickly with the thumb. Really awesome for the right hand. You got to sneak your ring finger in there. So for a moment, there's this compression of fingers that has to happen, which is a really great exercise. The second half of that same study by Brauer also does a similar thing. It's kind of easier actually, but we're navigating between those string sets. Strings 1, 2, and 3, and then down here to 2, 3, and 4. Great practice in aiming for your ring finger. The ring finger tends to be our weaker finger, and so it's great to practice that more and kind of get some target practice happening there. That brings us to the next arpeggio exercise from Violable study number 1. This one's such a great pattern, I have a whole video dedicated just to this. But we're traveling across all the strings here, and at the end we have to do this motion where we double back with our ring finger. And again, that's a great practice on a finger that's usually weak for most people. Ring, middle, like that. In fact, that's worth doing a million times on its own. Whole pattern goes like this. The last one might be the hardest of all, where we're doing this. So what we're doing is basically the double arpeggio, P-I-M-A-M-I, then go to the next 3 strings and go A-M-I, the next 3 A-M-I, and then come back. So we're hitting all those groups of 3 strings, one after the other. Really great pattern. When you get that down, try to plug some chords in there. So get to work on these. Like I said earlier, this is like lifting weight. It's like in baseball when the batter's warming up with that weight they put on the bat and they give it a few swings so that the normal bat feels lighter. Well, that's what we're doing here, is confusing our fingers and kind of doing something more complicated than we would normally do. That way the stuff we usually play is that much easier. If you want these tabbed out, you can get that below, and I actually have 11 arpeggio exercises there for you to work on. And if you're not sure of your right hand technique, check out my free nylon string workshop where I go really in depth with right hand technique.